Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Another tier list. You guys seem to be enjoying these, which I'm very, very happy about that. My work schedule is stupidly busy. It's a lot easier for me to pump these out on a consistent basis. I really, really want to do fighter videos. I really want to do like popular. It's just there's a lot, and if I'm going to do it, I want to do it as perfect as I can for you guys. I don't want to half-ass it. I don't want to rush through it. I don't want to do anything like that. I want to have it great for you guys because I can have this as a full-time job someday if I can put out quality content. That is my goal of 2025. First, get this channel to 3,000 subs. So if you're not subscribed, slap that subscribe button. Appreciate it. Either way, today we are talking about all UFC pay-per-views of 2024. I wasn't for sure if they had Pantoja Asakura. They do, as I see right here. It's just a little cut off, and I was confused. Oh, what confused me was it said it was last modified 11/22 of 2024. I was confused. So, obviously, this one happened in December, I believe. Now I might be bugging out. Hold on a second. Where was this? Asakura was, 1207. Okay. So I was correct. Anyways, so obviously D, bad. C, just, okay. B, middle of the road. A, good. S, great. Incredible show. You guys are going to be surprised about some of my thoughts on some of these things. So here we go. All right. So first, we have, and it's a rematch coming up here soon, Drysis, Duplessis, and Pennington, what's her fucking name? Oh, Bruno Silva. This was not great. I'm going to put this in C tier. And basically, really what it comes down to is, for one, you see Strickland, it doesn't say it. Again, this card was not good. Anytime you really have, I'm a fan of Raquel. I don't think she's great, but still, I'm a fan of her. I like her story, really. But again, 297 Strickland versus Duplessis. If you look at it, 12 fights, decision. Yeah, prelims were good. Main card was terrible. There was a finish with Neil Magny, Mike Malai, but the card just overall wasn't good. Also, I'm all for decisions. That's fine. The problem becomes if there's decisions and they're not great fights, you're going down the shitter. That's the reality on that. So definitely C tier, not great. In the Pennington Silva fight, not great. I really thought Silva's grappling was going to be much different in that fight, and she just looked bad against a fighter. Like I said, I like the story of Rocky, but I thought she'd be faster. She looked slower in that fight, so very odd. Next we have UFC 300. And unbelievable. I think this is an A tier. I really, really like this pay-per-view. 300, of course, I say Pereira, Hill, Zhang Yan, Zhang Weili, Gaethje, Holloway, Oliveira, Sayukian, Nickel, Brundage. Fuck you, Nickel. But yeah, UFC 300, really, really good card. And again, this is why people are so upset about Pereira winning. How many pay-per-views did Pereira save? At least 3. Or at least 2. Unbelievable. Fights when he's on vacation. He fights injured. The guy is unbelievable, especially for his age. If he was like a younger man, people would be like throwing it to the wayside that he's always stepping in. Remember, Cowboy did it a bunch of times. That's what Cowboy, my favorite fighter of all time, Cowboy Cerrone. But UFC 300, such a fun main card. Besides Nickel, Brundage, again, fuck those guys. But Oliveira, Sayukian, Gaethje, Holloway got, I think, one knockout of the night, or knockout of the year. Fight of the year? It might have been fight of the year, something like that. But, yeah, the worst fight on this, besides Nickel and Brundage, again, fuck you, is Zhang Weili and Yan. And Yan got put out cold in the first and still fought 5 rounds. Interesting there. Great card. I don't think it's S tier. I just don't. But, yeah. Next, we have Volkanovski versus Topuria. Volkanovski, Topuria. I'm gonna put it's in between B and C, and really what it comes down to is, let's see, right here, Volkanovski. So really what it comes down to is I really think that it's taken away a little bit because of the main event. 12 fights, finish, decision. A lot of decisions. Danny Barlow got a big finish. Min Yang Zhang got a finish over Ribeiro. I remember that fight very well. Junior Tafa lost. Anthony Hernandez got a big rear naked choke win. Ilia Topuria, and then, like I said, knocked out Volkanovski. Paulo Costa looked good in the first round and looked awful in the second and the third round. Or I believe it was in between one of those rounds. I can't remember now. But it was at the end of the first. But the Volkanovski was just, that main event was so lackluster simply because of the fact that, we've seen how good Volk is. Not saying that Ilya couldn't have beaten him full health, full training camp, but it just takes it away because we don't know. Because Volkanovski looked good early, obviously he didn't want to exchange with him, clearly. He's won that first round handedly. And now people say, oh yeah, he was biding his time, he was creating his angles. Sure, but what about the time? You're not telling me that he was okay with getting punched in the face by Volk just because he was trying to create those angles. No. Volkanovski did a really good job with his movement. That's why that rematch is so intriguing. So intriguing. But it's B tier. I mean, I'm not putting it, come on. But not, actually, I'm going to put it in C tier. I talked myself out of it. Card, not great. Main event, great finish. Called it. Not hard to call. Takes it away. Next, we have O'Malley versus Vera. This one's interesting. Once again. Interesting. Let's see. 299. Vera, O'Malley, 2. Now again, look. Decision. Again, what's the theme? Robles to Spain gets a finish. Michelle Pereira gets a rear naked choke. Curtis Blades beats Gelton Almeida, which is weird. Jack Della Maddalena beats Gilbert Burns in a comeback win. Some people thought Jack was winning the fight before the stoppage. That's not true. And then Poirier gets a nasty left hook knockout against Benoit Saint Denis. Whether Benoit was sick or not, he took the fight. That's what happened. So, again, the card's not great. A couple of finish prelims pretty good. That's kind of the theme of this year. I gotta be honest. Is the prelims are fucking awesome, and then sometimes the main card is good. But most of the time, the main card does not live up to the hype of the prelims. You know how many times we've gone into prelims or gone into main cards after prelims and we're hyped up, and it kind of goes down a little bit. Whether that's the placement of the fights, like Nickel Brundage should not be on a main card. Again, fuck you, Bo Nickel. It shouldn't be like that, and it is. So, O'Malley, Vera, I'm going to put B just because it doesn't have that stain of the Volkanovski Topuria or the Volkanovski short notice knockout coming back way too soon. That's why that one's in B tier. Next, we have Pantoja, Usyk, and Martinez, Aldo. This one's B. Really because of the fact that, Jose Aldo looked really good. I think he could have finished Jonathan Martinez, but just because he didn't doesn't necessarily, it doesn't drop the fight. I thought he looked good. I thought Martinez had moments, but I of course didn't think Martinez won it, or it wasn't really even that close. Where's the fight? Pantoja, or it's like 301. 13 fights, decision. Smith got a guillotine against Petrino, weird. Pereira destroys Ihor Potieria. Cabrera destroys Paul Craig, which is nothing. Jordan Brito got a weird doctor stoppage against Jack Shore. Lasman Lacerdo beat Karolina Kovacevic. Orabai beat Elvis Brenner in an unbelievable fight. Jakar Close beat Joaquin Silva in a rocky third round for Jakar Close. Mauricio Ruffy beat Jamie Malarkey, and Mauricio Ruffy is fighter of the year. Looked so good against Jamie Malarkey, who's very bad, and then didn't really look great in his next fight. And a guy that came in heavy, I don't know, weird. Diane Barboza beat Ernesta I didn't think Barboza won this fight. I believe this is the one I remember. Bonfim beat Vince Pichel. Costa beat Kevin Barrolas. Very, very bad fight, a performance by Kevin Barrolas. But yeah, the card overall, main card is okay. You have a couple big veterans picking up some nice wins. Anthony Smith and Jose Aldo, even though Petrino gave the guillotine to him, which is weird. And then the main event was really, really good. It's nowhere near 300, but I would say it's in B tier. Next, we have Strickland, Costa, or Makhachev, Poirier, Strickland, Costa. I really, really, really liked this card. I thought this card was awesome. I thought the main event was awesome as well. I believe this is UFC 302. Let's see, 302. Yep, 302. And like I said, 12 fights. Decision. All right. But Lima, Mitch, not a great fight. I believe it was close. Yeah, they said split. I didn't think it was split. Aline Perez won. Basil Hafiz won. Beat Mickey Gall. And I think a fight that Mickey Gall should have won. Jake Matthews beat Phil Rowe, who's not very good. Grant Dawson beat Joe Selecki after Grant Dawson's first loss in the UFC. Almeida beat Alexander Romanov, who's no longer in the UFC. What a fall from grace that is. Roman Kopylov beat Cesar Almeida by takedowns. Weird. Brown beat Zaleski. Nico Price beat Alex Morono in an awful fight. Awful. Kevin Holland beat Michael Oleksiejczuk. Sean Strickland beat Costa in a terrible fight. Was not a split decision. And then Islam Makhachev, Dustin Poirier. Incredible 4.5 round fight. Or I guess 5.5 round fight. 4.5. 4.5 round fight. So I'm going to put it in B tier because the previous, I think the main event's incredible. Couple good moments, but that main event really carries this card for me. I really, really enjoy that card. Next, we have Pereira Prohaska 2, and I really, really like this card. This is another card that Alex Pereira saved. UFC 303, Pereira Prohaska 2. 13 fights, decision. This is one where the prelims weren't great. Peyton Talbot destroyed Yanis. Thank you. Gene Silva beat Charles Jourdain. First knockout of Charles Jourdain's career. Loss-wise, Andre Fili beat Cub Swanson by split. Was not a split decision. And then Piper beat Marc-Andre Barriute. But then we get to the main card of Gary, Page. I thought this fight should have been a draw, handedly. Macy Chiasson beat Bruno Silva in a very weird fight. Great performance by Macy Chiasson. Roman Dolidze looked awful. Anthony Smith looked awful. Diego Lopez, Dan Ige, like 3-hour notice for Dan Ige. People keep turning to that third round of Dan Ige. Lopez says, "Oh, Lopez is a fraud. Look at this." It's like, no, that's just how good Dan Ige is. Like, we have to remember that. Dan Ige is very, very good. And also, Lopez was tired. Had no time to prepare for Dan Ige. You have to think he probably doesn't fight him exactly like that. Maybe he does, but his cardio probably would have been a little bit better, especially with all the weight cutting differences and the weight cutting, the weirdness with the weight cutting. And then Alex Pereira versus Yuri Prohaska. Very, very fun knockout. Oops, I don't want that. Get out of there. Very fun knockout. Very telling knockout of Pereira, of course. And yeah, I again think it's in B tier. Good, not great, but good. And then Bilal Muhammad and Aspinall Blades also is in B tier. I really, really don't care for that Tom Aspinall, Curtis Blades. A lot of people put a lot of stock in that. I was like, oh, this is why he's going to beat John Jones. I was like, why? Because he destroyed Curtis Blades? Anybody can destroy Curtis Blades. What are we talking about here? Now we go down all the way. Decision, Mick Parkin beat Lucas Brzezinski. Thank you. Sam Patterson beat Kiefer Crosby. Should have. Modesty Bukauskas beat Marcin Plachniau, which is interesting. First submission win in the UFC. Open Elliott beat Preston Parsons. Elliott really found his groove in his next fight against Basil Hafiz later in the year. Makayev versus Kopp happened, which was not exactly the fight we thought it was going to be, but it was still entertaining. Jake Hadley beat Colin Loughran on short notice. Wasn't expecting that. Bruno Brazil beat Molly McCann, destroyed her. Nathaniel Wood beat Daniel Pineda, and Pineda did have moments, but did lose. Allen beat Giga Chikadze. Gregory Rodriguez beat Christian Leroy Duncan. You mean he mauled him? Yes, he did. Paddy Pimblett destroyed Bobby Green, which really sucked to see, but good performance by Paddy Pimblett. Tom Aspinall beat Curtis Blades, which, congratulations. Another guy that's finished Curtis Blades. And then Bilal really stifled Leon until Leon decided to do something and cut him open with some elbows. So, not a great card. I think that's the reality of it. It's not great. I'm actually going to put it in C tier. It's just not a good card. That's the reality. Aspinall Blades showed me nothing. Sorry. Edwards Muhammad 2 showed me that Muhammad could do the original game plan I thought he was going to do. And yeah, Leon's just not good. Sorry, all UK fans. Not good. Duplessis versus Adesanya. I really like this card. I think this card's really, really fun. So, if you look at it, let's see. UFC 305. UFC 305. Let's see. UFC 305. Okay, so we have... Jesus Aguilar for Stuart Nickel. Nasty guillotine choke against for Jesus Aguilar. Kenan Song won a decision against Ricky Glenn. Nolan got back on track against Alice Reyes. I'm pretty sure he was dropped in the second round. Didn't look very good. Jack Jenkins beat Herbert Burns 2 rounds too late. O'Neal beat Luana Santos, which is a very good performance by O'Neal. Ramos beat Joshua Kulabau, who's not had a great 2024. Walter Walker versus Junior Tafa beat him by heel hook. Carlos Pleitas destroyed Lee Jiling, the Leech. Josina Rosenstruck destroyed Tai Tuivasa, was not a split decision. Dan Hooker beat Gamrot by split. It was a split. It was close. Kai Kara-France beat Steve Ursig. Big finish by Kai Kara-France. Nasty finish. And then Duplessis beat Israel Adesanya. So, yeah, this card is going up in A tier. I think this card is awesome. Just awesome. I mean, you have Ursay getting finished for the first time. Kai Kara-France making an argument to fight for a title. You have, the bad blood between Adesanya and Duplessis. And then a really good fight and then really good respect after the fight. So that was really, really cool to see. You have Duplessis somehow still figure out how to pull the fucking fight out of his ass somehow. But incredible. Next, we have O'Malley versus Merab and Grasso versus Shevchenko. This card is A tier. I can't remember what it was called now. It's the fucking where they had all the screens and stuff, and we could see it, and it had the Mexican Independence Day. Really, really good card. I believe Ode Osborne started the card off, or maybe he was a couple fights in or something. Really, really good performance. I didn't think he won necessarily, but it was very, very close. Could have gotten a knockout win as well. So, great card. I don't have to do nothing with that one. That is A tier, baby. Next, we have Pereira versus Roundtree Jr., Pennington versus Panay. This one is A tier. Almost because of the Pereira Roundtree main event. That main event was awesome. I don't care that Roundtree's number 8. I do not care. They have John Jones as number 3 or some shit. I do not care that Roundtree's number 8. John Jones is 1. Roundtree's probably somewhere around there. He looked awesome. And people are like, oh, Roundtree's 8 and Pereira took him a couple rounds to beat him. Like, yeah, it's because Roundtree's good. You know what Roundtree would do to Magomed and Kalaev? Oh, please give me that one. But A tier, awesome. Next, we have Topuria, Holloway versus Whitaker and Chimaev. I think this card is S tier. I think this card is awesome. Sorry. Main event, incredible. Topuria being the first person to finish Holloway. Holloway going up to 155 permanently. Chimaev solidifying himself as a title contender against Duplessis. Sean Strickland should not get a rematch. It should be Chimaev. But yeah, very, very good card. I really enjoyed that card. S tier. Jones, Miocic. This is A tier for me. Sorry. Love seeing history. Love seeing greatness. And John Jones is the greatest fighter of all time. Boo-hoo. Go cry, babies. And then next we have Pantoja, Asakura, Rachmanov, and Gary. This one is B tier. I thought the card was decent. Not terrible for sure, but decent. Pantoja looked incredible. Asakura did not live up to the hype. I thought Rachmanov looked awesome. I thought he did everything he wanted to do, obviously besides the finish. But Gary let Rachmanov control way too much of that octagon, and it obviously costed him. So either way, if you guys really enjoyed this, if you guys enjoyed it at all, please let me know. And as always, you guys know what to do. Slap that like button, subscribe, like, comment. If you like the videos, if you have any suggestions, put it in the comment section. And as always, peace.